Today is Friday, May 9th, and this is your forecast for the central United States. And today, I think the main feature to talk about is in the deep south, an area of low pressure along a front that's going to be keeping things pretty unsettled here through the weekend for Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and even northern parts of Florida. But the middle part of the country, the Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Central Plains, all going to be quite nice, I think, today and through most of the weekend. Let's take you through that now. There's that area of low pressure in the deep south. We're going to have scattered thunderstorms and some areas of locally heavy rain. It actually looks like with this setup that as we warm things up, the showers and storms will flare up a bit, feeding off the daytime heating. So the majority of the heavy rain happens this afternoon and this evening. And then as the night goes on, things diminish and then it flares up again tomorrow in the afternoon heating. High pressure, though, giving you brilliant sunshine from the Great Lakes to the Midwest and the Central Plains, and also some very comfortable temperatures. So let's take you through that forecast. I mean, look at this, wall-to-wall sunshine from Minneapolis to Grand Rapids and Detroit. Although you're in the 80s over there in Minneapolis, that northerly wind a little bit cooler here for you in Grand Rapids, but still nice, well into the 60s for Grand Rapids and Detroit. Shy of 60, but still very nice in Cleveland at 57, and same deal for you in Chicago. Got sunshine for Cincinnati, Louisville, Nashville, and Memphis. Maybe just a couple of scattered clouds. Same for you in St. Louis, but you're in the 70s. 60s for there in Pittsburgh and Roanoke. You're in the 70s with some sunshine mixing in with some clouds. It will get into the 70s tomorrow in Detroit, and just shy of that on Sunday. And it looks like a nice warm weather pattern setting up for next week. So well on our way towards summer here. Of course, we all know it's kind of one of those like one step forward, two steps back sort of thing in the northern U.S. every year. So, enjoy it while we got it for now, because it's probably going to cool down. And it looks like it may be just in time for Memorial Day weekend. 70s for you in Chicago for most of the upcoming week and also the weekend. Scattered showers and storms here in the southeast. It's not terribly wet. This is the type of weather pattern where it looks worse than what actually ends up playing out. We got 60s for you in D.C. We got mostly 80s, though, Wilmington, Charlotte, Atlanta, Savannah, Charleston. Scattered showers and storms and locally heavy rain. This is, I think, where the worst of it's going to be. Southern parts of Mississippi, southern Alabama, the panhandle of Florida, and then also maybe the southwestern corner of Georgia. And then this sort of spreads off to the northeast later on tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that. So we go from near 80 today in Charlotte to 70s over the weekend, and maybe even cooler early next week before we bounce back toward the middle of next week. Moving now down to South Florida, where we have mostly cloudy skies this morning. It'll be warm and breezy this afternoon. There's about a 20% chance of a pop-up shower or storm this afternoon, but I think generally dry in South Florida, scattered clouds and comfortable for this evening. Mid-80s through the weekend and mid-80s early next week, maybe some upper 80s in our foreseeable future. All right, that's your Friday morning weather update. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And just remember that if you're enjoying this content, if you really like your Weather with Erick updates, please buy me a coffee. That helps to keep this whole thing going. And until then, I'll see you early next week.